Since I became a father a few years back, um, I have always wanted to become a role model for my kids. And smoking does not feature in that model in any form whatsoever. So I've been trying to quit smoking, but it's hard. Okay, it's super hard, and you would know it better. It is difficult to focus or concentrate for a longer duration of time. Okay, without smoking, your mind keeps on getting diverted. I don't know how to deal with that amount of stress. What to do if I get bored? If by some means or the other, if I'm able to cross over that hurdle for a day or two without any smoke, then there would inevitably be that one damn bad day which will literally drag you back into your old habit. As if these problems were not enough, last year came the pandemic, grand entry, COVID 19. All of us started working from home, long hours, uh, double the amount of stress, and then what to turn, whom to turn out to in order to release stress. And then that vicious cycle kept on continuing. I desperately wanted to come out of that. After a certain point of time, I said to myself, hey Viru, this is not going to work. I have to focus on my health. So that's when I started to concentrate or channelize my energy to something else. I always loved mountains, so I started hiking. I hiked in any hill or plateau or mountain, whatever I could find near my area. Okay, I was literally climbing anywhere and everywhere, and I became so good at it that I eventually climbed the Mount Whitney, which happens to be the highest point in California. Then a friend of mine suggested cycling. I always used to love cycling while in my childhood days. I biked for more than 100 kilometers at a stretch. Then another friend of mine suggested running. So I used to play football again in my childhood and till my college. So I started running, and I loved running. And I started to love running. And then I ran for long distances. I started off with 1 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 5, 10, 15, 20, till half marathon distances, and I loved it. But in the midst of all of these, I was still not feeling being a role model to my kids. And the reason was also very simple. Okay, I mean, how could I feel, from within? I was sneaking out to probably 10 times a day, with in order to smoke a cigarette. And I used to come up with lame excuses to my wife or my ma or whosoever from my family. I used to lie to my kids. um, and there was this, and the funny part of it is, to celebrate all the achievements I used to have in my running or my hiking, I used to celebrate it using, such was the irony. Uh, After a certain point of time, I told to myself, I have to stop this hypocrisy, and once and for all, just finish it. Um, so I started planning for a 360-degree program. Okay, I in order to prepare myself, physically, mentally, and intellectually. Okay, uh, so on my 39th birthday, I took the final dive. Two small steps. One, I smoked the last puff of my last cigarette. Bindas, cool. And second, I started my 16-week training for my full marathon. Fast forward 4 months, September 19th, at San Francisco marathon race. After running continuously for 5 hours and 45 minutes, I crossed over that finish line. And this time around, I did not celebrate with a cigarette.